Hi, it's Stuart Fraser, PGA Professional at Sneinton Golf, and today we're here to review the new Wilson Staff D9 iron. Wilson make all sorts of claims about this iron, that it's the easiest to hit, longest iron on the market. So let's have a go with this, put it through its paces and see whether those claims are true. So the really great thing about these irons is that they come in at pretty much half the price point of a lot of the more expensive competitors. The steel shaft coming in at retail $579 and the graphite at $679. So that's a fantastic price point if this golf club does perform as well as they claim. A lot of the technology is based around the new strategically placed urethane filled power holes on the sole plate there. Now that's supposed to make the face flex more to get maximum distance, but also make this golf club more forgiving. If we look at the back as well, the sole is wide and they've positioned the centre of gravity way back, which means that even though this iron is quite low lofted for a 7-iron 27 degrees, which is really strong, that should make the ball launch up in the air an awful lot easier and make it quite playable, quite easy to use. So I'm intrigued to see whether these irons really do what they say on the tin. Also, the quality of components are fantastic. The KBS steel shaft is obviously a good quality shaft, a well-known brand, and the tensile graphite shaft is brilliant, and they've popped a lambkin grip on there as well for good measure. So certainly they've got all the right components, all the right ingredients to suggest that these are going to perform particularly well, but let's have a go with them and see whether that's true. So aesthetically, these irons do look quite good. There's a nice bit of carbon weave in the back. It's a very high polished chrome finish. They've done a nice job of presenting this iron well. There is a wide sole on the bottom, and when you get it in behind the golf ball, there's a bit of offset and the top line is quite chunky. But that's kind of what you would expect with a game improvement iron. It's certainly aimed at the golfer that struggles to get the ball up in the air, somebody that wants a bit more distance. So yeah, fully expected that this thing would be a bit chunkier than a traditional player's iron, but to be fair, it looks all right, it looks decent. So let's have a few shots with this and see whether this goes as far as what they claim. Immediately now I've put it in behind the ball as well. I've noticed how little a loft there is on this thing now. The 7-iron's 27 degrees loft, which is an insanely low amount of loft. So the only thing I'm concerned about is the longer irons. Are they going to be easy to get up in the air? Even this 7-iron, you know, how easy is it going to be to hit it nice and high, stop it fast? Because it hasn't got a great deal of loft on the club at all. Let's have a few shots. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's come off the face really hot. It's certainly gone a long way. So the first shot I've just hit there with 7-iron has gone 195 yards. So I mean, realistically, this is it's a ridiculously long golf club. I reckon I can definitely hit this 7-iron 200 yards, which is a long way in comparison to anything else I've tried. Certainly gone a long way. That felt great out of the middle. It does give you that little clicky feel off the club face. Which most of the distance irons, the TaylorMade, the Ping, the Callaway, they all do. They make a different noise, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's certainly something you could get used to if you were hitting a 7-iron that kind of distance. So I suppose the one thing that we've really got to do is compare this to a competitor that it's up against. And I've got a 7-iron here of the recently reviewed Apex DCB, the Callaway, the new Callaway iron. Which I loved when I tried it, and it did go a long way. So I'm going to have a couple of shots with both irons and record the findings, and then I'm going to get back to you with which one performs the best. I must admit the Callaway still feels fantastic. That forged body feels wonderful for a game improvement iron. It's a really nice feeling club. But let's have a look at the results. I've had 4 shots with both the Wilson and the Callaway. So the average distance for the Wilson, which it felt very light and sounded really powerful, so I can imagine it is going to go a long way. It did feel also very, very easy to hit. A couple of miss hits, didn't really lose much distance. The average distance for the 7-iron with the Wilson was 191 yards. So that's a lot longer than what I would conventionally hit a 7, an awful lot longer. And the average distance for the DCB, which I know is longer than the irons that I have, was 180 yards. So I've gained 11 yards difference between the Wilson and the Callaway, and yet it's 3 degrees stronger lofted. But in actual fact, I didn't find it that hard to get up in the air, so I don't believe they're going to be a great deal more difficult to hit than any other iron. So if you're looking for something that's going to go a lot further, that's really easy to use, potentially turn you into Bryson DeChambeau for the day, then the Wilson is definitely worth considering. I can't believe how far this thing goes. So I'm going to have a bit of a play around with this 7-iron now, and we're going to do the 200-yard challenge, which is not something I've ever done with a 7-iron in a review before. So I'm going to hit a few shots with this. I'm going to start off and I'm going to build the speed up a little bit, and let's see if we can get this ball to carry over 200 yards with the Wilson Staff D9 7-iron. So let's have a couple of shots and see what sort of numbers we can get out of this. That's the first one. It's a good strike. Nice little warm up. 191 yards. All right. A little bit more rotation. Certainly better, but a lot more speed, a little bit out of the toe of the golf club. Probably about a couple of centimetres towards the toe. Again, 190 yards just over. So it's still going a long way, even off centre. All right, let's really try and step on one now. Yeah, certainly a lot faster. Got that one out the middle. Felt good. Oh, 198. Let's see if I can get one going. Last ball. Really going to try and give this a treatment. Fingers crossed. Come on. 200.9 yards with a Wilson Staff D9 7-iron. So Wilson have come up with a decent iron here. Really, really fun iron they've produced. The D9 is very long. It's very forgiving. It's a real simple formula for producing a successful golf club. Stainless steel head, great quality shaft, great quality grip. Yeah, it's very strong lofted, but it goes absolutely miles. The strike sounds really solid. Bit of a clicky strike, like a hollow sound, which is typical with all distance game improvement irons nowadays, it seems. But it feels great, it goes great, it's super easy to hit. So yeah, all in all, I've been very, very impressed by this, and I'm not sure you're going to get anything on the market that really outperforms this in terms of distance. Yeah, it doesn't have the feel of, let's say, the Callaway Apex DCB, because it's not forged, it's just a cast head, stainless steel head. But still, if your game is all about performance and you want something that's easy to hit, you want something that's going to go an awful long way, make you feel good that you're hitting your 7-iron, your 8-iron a lot further than you ever have done before, then this is definitely the one for you. It's a great iron, and it's a fantastic price point. As I say, the steel shafted iron, 579 retail price point, I think is pretty much unbeatable. So overall, a great club produced by Wilson Staff. Fantastic performance, and I feel as though we're probably going to sell hatfuls of these things, so it's well worth coming to try them and getting fitted for them. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've got any comments in the box, I'd be glad to hear them, and any questions you've got. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon with another review.